everyone, and welcome back. Sorry I didn't upload last week, but that's what we're going to talk about today is a little mental health check-in, as well as some gentle reminders for ourselves to be kind to our bodies. So let's jump right into it. I also have a stationery haul I'm going to do towards the end, so this is just a little teaser of that. But let's talk mental health and our planners. Now, I have been on a mental health journey for years and years. I've had therapists, I've tried a bunch of different things, and planning is actually something that I think really benefits my mental health. It's not only a creative outlet, but it's also a way for me to be accountable and to track what things are helping and what things are hurting. I'm going to use some examples in my planner from this past week and really highlighting on this graph right here, which is my energy level. Now, I've seen some interesting correlations between my energy level and how much I'm on my phone. So that is definitely something I have been working on to great success. I still spend quite a bit of time scrolling on Instagram, but it's not the 2 to 3 hours that I was spending. So progress there, which another good thing, it shows I'm making progress, little win. But around the end of last week, this is where I see the dip. My energy was good, and then tanked. And I think the reason behind this was I had planned a birthday party for my son. It took a lot of effort, took a lot of cleanup after the fact, and trying to get our house back in order. We had all like the leftover party food that I had to use up and eat through, and like just it interrupted my routine a little bit, which was jarring, but I was just pushing through, all gas, no brakes. And I think that burned me out a bit. And so by the end of the week, I was just disoriented and I need to recover. Now, you can see this last week, my energy was all over the place. This is the downturn. I had some ups and then downs and then ups and then downs. And I didn't get a lot of stuff done. My to-do list for the week did not get finished. There's a lot of things I didn't do on my day-to-day, and I had to readjust accordingly. If you're not feeling 100%, putting in your to-do list all the really hard things is just going to make you feel bad when you don't get to them, or it's going to make you even more burnt out. And so I was putting in bare minimum things. I was putting in things for creativity, like working on my reading journal and that kind of stuff. In my focus, I will focus on myself and take time to relax and recharge my soul because I needed it. And it really helped. I'm feeling a lot better now, going into the new week strong. There is one day I really want to highlight. You can see this day I had a low point, and this day I had a low point, and it reflects in my planner. Now, the night before, we went out to a comedy club. It was so much fun, but my dinner did not quite agree with me, and I was up all night with stomach pain. I got maybe 4 hours of sleep. I ended up coming out and sleeping on the couch for a little bit just so I could watch TV to distract myself from the pain. And it was rough, but my son woke up at 6 a.m. and I still had to be a mom, so I just had to keep going. And because I didn't get any sleep, I wasn't feeling well, I was already recovering from all of this burnout, I wrote for my intention that day, I will rest, sleep, and take care of myself. And that was my priority. I mean, I also had to get groceries because we have to eat. But my intention was just to rest. And I feel like putting that in my planner really sets my focus for the day of, yes, this is what I need to focus on. I don't need to focus on all the other hard tasks in my life. I just need to focus on getting my body back on track and feeling better. I put in my to-do list to survive, and I did it. I survived. And I also had a party I had to go to that night to celebrate my sister who won a couple awards from her work, so I had to be there for her. And so because I took that time to recognize what I needed, to take the steps to recover, by the end of the night, I was feeling so much better because I had done those things. And when I went to the party with my sister, it was a lot of fun. We, dressed up, we danced. It was a great time. But I still told myself, to take it a little slow. I wasn't out all night. I was home by 9 o'clock, and it was a great time. The next day was my birthday. So, of course, I had rest the day before. And so, in time for my birthday, I had a bunch of fun. We went out, did a bunch of shopping, a little wine tasting. My son got to run around the park and a craft fair. And then after my son went to bed, we watched Howl's Moving Castle and just had a really nice evening. So lovely birthday. That was my big high of last week. And the next day I was so tired from all that stuff, but we had another event to go to, Easter party that my niece put on. And I was very tired, but I still had a good time. And I just put to have a good time and be social because I was not feeling social, but I tried to be social. What I'm trying to get at here is your planner is a tool for your productivity, but also for your mental health, and try to recognize what you need and adjust accordingly. Don't push yourself if you don't have to. There's certain things we always have to get done. The dishes always need to get done. We always have to eat. But if you need to take a step back and order DoorDash and sit on the couch, then just do it. Just take a breath. But I really like planning and journaling because it puts it in perspective. There's no, filter of opinions. Like I know how I felt in that day. I wrote down as a fact how I felt that day, and I can look back and see it. Because of course, a couple days later I'll be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But like, no, it was that bad. I really wasn't feeling it that day, and that's okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about in the mental health aspect. So please love yourself, take care of yourself, and use your planner as a tool, not as punishment for not getting all of your to-do list done. Now moving into the stationery haul. So these are the little goodies I picked up this past weekend. The first thing I want to show off is this 1 line a day 5-year memory book. I've been wanting to get one of these. I've been looking at them online and I saw this in the shop and I was like, oh, it's so gorgeous. I love it. So I got it. On each day, it is undated, so I can write in the date. And it just has this really beautiful kind of like almost Art Nouveau, I want to say, like a vintage style floral design all throughout. So I think it's really cute. It's got this nice bookmarker so I can stay on the proper day, and I love it. And as I was looking at this, I was like, well, it's not the beginning of the year, so I can start it on my birthday, the day I got it, and maybe it'll be like every birthday I can check in. But then I remembered, I write down every single day in my planner. So I am gonna backfill this with things from my planner that I did or how I felt. I don't journal necessarily every day, but I do plan every day. So I can at least put something down, like what we had for dinner or just a general what I did that day. So this was a really cool find. I'm really excited to fill it out. And I think it's gonna be so much fun to look back on what I did each day. The next thing are just a couple little things. I got this cute green washi tape. I have a MT washi tape in brown and a nice gray, but it's gotten kind of old, so I'm happy to add this beautiful green. I love green, it's one of my favorite colors. So you're gonna see a lot more of that. I also got this dark green mechanical pencil, which, how cool is this? It looks like a regular wooden pencil, but it's mechanical. You press it up here. It takes, I think, 0.5 lead, and then it just has a little eraser. So I have been drawing a lot more, which maybe I'll show you guys some of my sketches in a bit here too. And I usually use just regular number 2 pencils, but I always worry about the lead breaking while I'm out because I like to draw on the treadmill, which is kind of funny because I'm walking, but I get really bored. Even listening to podcasts or audiobooks on the treadmill, I don't know where to look. I don't want to look at the TV. Do I just look at the display? So I like to have something to do with my hands while I'm walking on the treadmill. So this will be my to-go pencil on the move. I don't have to worry about it breaking and not having a sharpener. And I love it. It's the only mechanical pencil I have at the moment. I also got these adorable little cat stickers. They're so little and funny. Like, I love this little guy that's snoozing, or the one that's all freaked out right here. It's really cute. So I thought this would be fun to just pop around in my planner and journals and stuff like that. I also got this sticker, which I already stuck onto my sketchbook here, so the commitment is decided. And I'm really happy with the placement. I was thinking about placing it more in the middle here, but I think off in this corner, it looks really cool. Asymmetrical, whatever. Now this sketchbook, I have not been working in too much yet. I just started doing some like practice warm-up shapes, but I have been working in my old sketchbook and I've been making some really good progress. Now I am going to do a full sketchbook tour at some point because I'm a little over halfway through this, but I have been practicing a lot more on my technique, on portraits, all of that stuff. But I just want to show you really quick. Look how good this turned out. I love how proportionate this is. I've been really working on my proportions, as you can see, and there's progress. There's progress. I'm gonna do a whole video about how I'm progressing in my drawing, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I drew this yesterday, and I drew it again on my iPad, which is a whole different beast, but yeah, this is a artwork I did with my mechanical pencil, and I love it. That's all. I just wanted to show you something pretty that I made. But otherwise, these are all the goodies that I got on my birthday from my little stationery trip. And it was a really great day. So I'm sorry I didn't get to post last week. I'm going to try to get back onto my posting schedule. I just had a bit of a low point, and that's okay because we're doing the best that we can. But I think that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!